So parents, in this video, we're diving into a fascinating topic and a concept you've perhaps never heard of, but holy heck, are you going to love it just as much as I do once you understand it. Now, while the conventional medical system still wants us to believe that our health is entirely predetermined by our genes and our genetic code, and that good health or bad health is a hardwired path that we don't have much control over, the absolute opposite is actually true. We have all sorts of control and agency over our health and the health of our kids because we have control over our lifestyle and our environment. So parents, you're asking, what the heck are we even talking about with this one? The fascinating science of epigenetics. Our health isn't just about our genes and what we're born with. It's about how your environment, your decisions, and even your thoughts can directly influence your genetic expression. So epigenetics shows us that our DNA isn't our destiny. Rather, it's a dynamic playbook or a blueprint that can be altered by the choices that we make in the world around us. Now, this conversation and topic of epigenetics is 10 times, if not 100 times more important when it comes to the health of our kiddos, because the environment that they are surrounded with is increasingly important in the growth and development of their delicate little brains and their bodies, and the early years are the most formative and important. So let's think about your child's genes like a blueprint for a house. The blueprint or their DNA contains all possible options, but which rooms get built or how our genes express and how they're decorated or how our genes function depend on the choices made during construction or the environment. So just like you can take the same house blueprint and create vastly different homes, two children with identical genes can have very different health outcomes based off of their environment and their experiences. So let me share something fascinating that really brings this home. We often see identical twins, same DNA, same genetic code, who develop completely different health challenges. Why is that? Because while their genetic blueprint is identical, the experiences, the environment, and the stressors can be vastly different. So if you think about your child's genes like seeds in a garden, the same seed can produce different plants based on the soil quality or their nutrition, the water amount, or sunlight exposure, as well as the care that's given to those plants. And just like a garden that needs the right environment to thrive, your child's genes need the right conditions to express their full potential. So there are quite a few environmental influences. So early life factors. Let's break down how early life experiences can influence genetic expression. So we start with preconception and fertility. So stress during that preconception phase or even going into fertility treatments, environmental toxin exposure from our air, our food, our water, technology, as well as the nutritional status of both parents and our overall well-being. This sets the stage for big time genetic expression challenges leading into conception. Now, with pregnancy and the influence that's come from it, maternal stress levels play a significant role. Not just that, but the exposure to toxins, the nutritional choices during pregnancy, our physical activity, and our sleep quality all influence the state of mom's nervous system that influences the state of baby's nervous system in utero. Now, when we talk about the birth experience, we're really focusing in on labor interventions. So C-sections and forceps or vacuums versus a vaginal delivery, or epidurals and pitocins and Foley bulbs, or those early bonding opportunities or delayed cord clamping and the golden hour and all of that. The initial feeding experiences set the stage for big time regulation challenges and genetic expression issues later on in life. And then when we get these kids older, it's like the early childhood challenges, the feeding choices or food aversions, the sleep patterns, the environmental toxins, our screen time, 5G, EMF, all of that, the physical activity or lack thereof, as well as the social interactions creating good positive connections. And this is where things get really interesting. Your child's nervous system plays a crucial role in how genes are expressed, and here's why. It starts with our stress response. So when the nervous system is stressed, it changes how genes are expressed. Now, this can affect everything from our immune function to our brain development. And chronic stress can create lasting changes in gene expression. One of the key factors to our kids' brain body health is what's called our vagus nerve. Now, its role is that it acts as a major communication highway between our brain and a lot of our organs, and our digestive system for that matter. So it influences our inflammation levels very, very heavily. It affects our stress response by acting as a brake pedal for our nervous system, and it impacts digestive function by allowing things to move through the way that it's supposed to. And through the work of Dr. Stephen Porges, we have a better understanding that it helps us to regulate our emotional well-being as well. The issue is when stress stuck on our nervous system or subluxation, neurostructural shifting, it creates a big impact of nervous system interference. This alters genetic expression. It affects overall development, and it influences our stress adaptation or our ability to handle more stress. So common conditions or issues that we see. The big one's neurodevelopmental challenges. And what we often observe is that children are labeled with ADHD or autism or sensory processing issues and learning differences. The epigenetic connection to it all is its early nervous system stress and environmental factors and poor neurological adaptation that creates these developmental patterns. This next big thing that we see is immune system functions. So in the real world, these examples look like reoccurring ear infections, allergies that just won't quit, autoimmune conditions, and chronic inflammation that drives the nervous system deeper into this stuck on stress survival mode. Now, when we look at the epigenetic part about that, it's the response to stress and the patterns that it creates that further pushes the body. It's the environmental triggers or the state or regulation of our nervous system that creates these adaptive responses. And for emotional and behavioral health, the common presentations that we see are things like anxiety or mood regulation, sleep challenges, and behavioral concerns. From an epigenetic perspective, our nervous system state and our ability to adapt to stress. Meanwhile, handling the environmental influences as well as the timing of our neurodevelopment can either allow us to move through these big challenges or keep us stuck in the behavioral learning socialization pieces of it. So parents, what you can do. The first thing is going to be optimizing the environment. So there are simple steps that make big impacts. So reducing toxic chemical exposure altogether, improving our air quality with an air doctor or any of these other filters, choosing clean products, not just for cleaning our household, but personal care, as well as creating calm, quiet spaces, using amber lights, using red lights to be able to eliminate the impact of our bulbs and whatnot. Those are all simple things that can be done that can make a really big impact. Lifestyle choices. So the daily decisions that absolutely matter. Quality nutrition, regular movement, adequate sleep, as well as big time stress management. But from the neurological support, the key elements are coming in to get the nervous system evaluated. So that way we have a better idea of what's going on through a proper or regular assessment. And then moving forward with care is the adjustments. That's what releases this stuck stress onto the nervous system to restore balance and function. And from there, we can track progress using the insight scans, as well as educating families and parents on, hey, how do we get them better and keep them better? My job is to get kids well and keep them well as far as we possibly can. So that's how we create generational health. So as a parent, you have tremendous influence over your child's epigenetic expression through daily choices, the environment that they're put in, their stress management, and your healthcare decisions. But the power is in small changes. So remember, every single positive choice matters. Changes can have lasting impacts, and it's never too late to start because small steps create big results. So understanding epigenetics gives us tremendous hope to influence our children's health and development. So through neurologically focused chiropractic care, we can address the root causes of your child's challenges by optimizing nervous system function and supporting healthy epigenetic expression. This isn't about masking symptoms. It's about creating real lasting change at a foundational level. So to learn more about epigenetics and the perfect storm, click the link in our bio to find all sorts of resources, from articles to videos to podcasts that break down this important concept in the most simple and easy to understand way.